It is Wednesday morning boot sale time and the weather is looking lovely. At the moment the field is just, people are getting ready, so 6 o'clock hits and they let everybody in, and then it's one of those boot sales where, you know, right place, right time. Sometimes if you're at a van or a car where they're getting something out that is decent and you see it, then fantastic. If not, you could be walking down rows seeing people grab things in front of you, which is not always the best thing to be witnessing. So I'm gonna get out there now, have a little wander, and fingers crossed, find some bargains. So it's not a great deal to see at the moment, as I say, because a lot of tables will be empty. Just got to go around and see what you can see. How much are the phones, right? £5. How much are the trainers, please?
£50.
50, yeah?
No. Well, maybe one time with it, but not.
How much was it? 40. How much is the belt, please, mate? How much is your belt, please?
15, mate.
What's the turntable, mate?
I work with that man there. Turntable?
Turntable?
250 on the Technics.
It's Technics, is it?
Yeah, it's a SL1200 mark. So
Nice one. Typically, I didn't press record on the camera. They were going to say it was about 70 quid or something, but instead of tenner, paid 7, so it's not too bad. So far, this is pretty dreadful. I've been here for about 50 minutes and I've picked up that Berghaus bag. That is not how you want a boot sale to go. It can be quite a slow starter for me. Like I sometimes, quite often, will be at this boot sale and don't pick things up early days, but I've got to leave in about 45 minutes, so I'm gonna head back in, do a round now that a lot of the stalls are set out, and hopefully pick up a few items. How much is a toaster, please?
They're not working.
Oh, okay.
There's spares and repairs. The toaster does work, but only on one side.
All right.
It went hot, and I reckon it just needs an inner fuse.
Yeah.
And the kettle does work, but it did work, but I think it's the base that
stock you getting?
Oh,
might
okay.
need a new one. But I want 20 quid for the two.
Okay. Appreciate your honesty. Thank
Spares
you.
and repairs, right?
Okay. How much is the clock, please, mate? How much is your clock, please?
20 quid, mate.
Right, so as you can see, I'm back at my garage now in different clothing because it is the next day, and pretty much I left that boot sale thinking, what is the point in doing an outro here? It was so bad. I picked up one item, which was the Berghaus bag. In fairness, that bag is probably going to be a 60-70 quid bag, so you know, it's probably about £50 made on that trip, where considering I was there for about an hour and a half, 50 quid for an hour and a half is not exactly terrible. But yeah, you want to be picking up a lot more than that when you go to a boot sale. And I thought, you know what, I should use that footage, because I was thinking, what's the point in this? This is not a video, but obviously it's about sharing when it's not so good as well as it is good. And I think the thumbnail of this video is going to be something along the lines of, you know, picking something up at a boot sale for a very small price and being able to sell it for a lot more. But it doesn't always go that way, and some boot sales you will go and they'll feel like a bit of a waste of time, but you got to look at the positives. And I was up nice and early, really nice morning, bit of walk, bit of exercise, fresh air, so you know, it's not all bad. If you had them every single time you went, maybe it would be bad. If you're desperately needing stock and you think I'm going to hit a boot sale because I can get stock, then maybe it would be bad. But it's going to happen every now and then. So if it does happen to you, you go to a boot sale, you come away with absolutely nothing or 1-2 items, just know that, you know, they're not always going to be like that, and you will get a bad one every now and then. Right, in a previous video I had a question in regards large items, how I send them and things like that. So I'm just going to head outside now because I'm going to look at these bamboo tables I've got. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of work I'm going to do to them, then I'll come back in again and just talk about how I list these kind of items and the route I take to sell them. So I'm going to tackle these bamboo desks now, and I thought I would show a before this time. They're a little bit filthy, look. I don't know, some glitter and all kinds of stuff on there, a bit of a mark. But yeah, just a bit dirty. I'm going to brush them down, give them a bit of a clean, and then an oil, and we'll just see how much better can we make these. What did I pay? I think I paid 15 for the pair, did I? I think. I will confirm. But yeah, let's see what we can turn these into. It's getting hot again. So I brushed them down, give them a bit of a kind of wipey clean. They're I did notice on this one, unfortunately, which I hadn't seen at the time, I don't know if you can see there, that's actually kind of snapped off there. There was another little bit snapped here. It doesn't really affect how the thing, you know, operates and works and looks, but obviously it will be something that I'll have to note when listing, which is a shame. Yeah, give it a bit of a clean and brush down, looking quite nice. Actually, I think I cleaned the inside of this, did I? No, I didn't take this drawer out, so get this drawer out and give the inside of there a bit of a brush down, and then I'm going to apply some of this teak oil. I've used this on a lot of pieces of furniture now. It's very good stuff from Toolstation, pretty cheap. And then I'll whack that on and see how it looks after that. So good news is it's starting to look good, I think. Colour's coming out nicely, might be a bit bright. Bad news, I just lost about a quarter of a bottle on the floor because I just had it sat there without the lid on, knocked the bloody thing over. But it's going nicely so far. I'm not sure in this light how much you can see how much more vibrant that is than this one. So I think what I'll do is, because I don't think I did it in the first, I'm really getting close here just to see how in parts, like how dull this is in areas, just kind of lacking a bit of colour. It looks dry basically, and I'll stick the oil on it, see what difference it makes. In fact, I've got some on the cloth now. Let's have a look at that. Look, just a real quick wipe on. You see the difference in colour? Sometimes it will take more than one coat just to really get it to sink in. But it's just a bit of feed in the wood, giving it that extra sheen and moisture, and just generally looking a lot better and more appealing than it was before. There we go, one layer of teak oil in, and it's definitely looking better than it was. It may not dry this colour. Sorry about the vacuum in the background whilst I've got the Dyson out. It may dry a little bit lighter and I may do another coat. I'm going to leave this out here for an hour or two, dry it out, and see how it is looking. But overall, a lot better than it was when I picked it up in the car boot sale field. Maybe I'll pop the video in here so you can get a bit of a comparison as to what it looked like when I first picked it up and what it looks like now. So there we are. Hopefully you thought that that was starting to look a bit nicer. Going to get those listed and hopefully sold. Probably thinking about 200-ish think I'm going to list that, so not bad from 15 quid, but you know, who knows, we will see what happens. I'm sure I'll update you when they go. But yeah, selling them, where to sell them, what to do regarding delivery, all that kind of stuff. Now for me, now I know people will do slightly different things, but when I pick up bigger items, I really want to try and sell them locally. I'm not really interested in delivery. And by that, I mean I will list on eBay, but it will be listed as collection only, and somewhere in the description I'll put something in regards local delivery and that I'm available to deliver locally for free. And if they would prefer courier delivery, then please message and we can discuss this option, because obviously it's not impossible to get large furniture items delivered. It's just expensive and a bit more of a pain when potentially there's slightly more issue for damage and things like that. So if I can sell it locally, then fantastic. So alongside of that, I will also list on Facebook Marketplace, which is a great outlet for selling. You know, it's your personal thing that you're selling on, in effect. You know, it's normally your name and your Facebook profile that you're listing onto Marketplace. But I've sold many furniture items and other bits and pieces on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm sure at some point in your life, if you haven't used it to sell, you've probably looked on there for things to buy and things like that. So it is a great area, and obviously it's free to list, it's free to sell, and you generally get people locally that are going to come and pick that item up from you. Most of Facebook sales I've had, people come and collect from you, and you get the odd one that says can you deliver, but more often than not they're coming to collect. So you have got those options. Don't let it put you off picking up big items thinking about delivery, because if you think about it as well, personally, if I'm purchasing something big like that, I might want to pick it up as well. If I'm buying it just from an individual and it's big and it's bulky, potentially going to break in transit, that kind of stuff, I might want to look locally for that first, so I can just go and get it, pick it up, know I'm picking it up and I'm transporting it myself and bringing it home. So yeah, if you find some bargain furniture and you think it's worth more than what is being offered, but you think, how on earth am I going to send that, just list it as local. One of the things I sold last year, a Nathan desk, a girl, I live in Essex, and a girl drove up from Brighton to come and get it. I think it was about a 3-hour journey here and a 3-hour journey back just to pick up this desk. So it can happen that people will still see your things from wider away as well, if you've got something that's slightly different, slightly out there, and a sought after item. So yeah, don't let it put you off. Give it a try, pick something up, see if you can shift it locally. Yeah, let me know how you get on. As I said earlier in the video, there are a few sales heading out the door today that just thought I would show you. There's a few more that I've already packaged, but they're not really worth it. Like small value, a cap. You're gonna know a cap sells for about a tenner. That's not too important. But these three, maybe there's just something about them that you maybe will help you to keep your eyes peeled out for, because in regards to what I mentioned earlier at the boot sale, you know, some of those items that I was asking about, they were just asking too much. You know, there will be people that will spend that kind of money to maybe double it at a boot sale, but I'm much more on the route of wanting to, you know, spend as little as I can at a boot sale to make as much as I can. One, because that's what I enjoy. That's the part of it that you know, entices me into the game, if you like. You know, wholesale stuff has never really bothered me that much. Like volume at low price has not really been something that is a route I want to take in the business. I much prefer to spend low, sell high, and create those big margins. That's my kind of route. So in regards to the three things I've sold here, I'm about to show you over £200 worth of sales here, and they cost £8. That's all it cost me. 3 items, one cost 5, one cost 2, one cost 1. So, you know, that's the kind of margins that I like to operate the business at. So let me show you what they are. So I just double checked, and it's £224 worth of sales from £8 worth cost. And this was the first one. I got this in my pound shop, charity shop clearance thing. Dire Straits tour t-shirt on every street, with the dates on the back there. Did it have a year? Sure, it must have had a year, didn't it? I can't see the year on there, and I can't remember. Oh, there we go, 1992. So this t-shirt is 32 years old. Wow. But yeah, it's in really good condition. And this, I bought a lot of Hard Rock Cafe t-shirts and a couple of other tour t-shirts, all that must have come in as part of the same collection, and I cleared up loads of them for £1 each a while ago now. This is probably, I've probably had this about a year, so I knew it would take a little while to go, but it has gone full price at $39.99. So well worth looking out for band t-shirts, anything band related, especially tour related t-shirts. The older tour t-shirts, as you can expect, are only available when that tour is running, and people years later, either nostalgia or collections, who knows, but people will want these old tour t-shirts. So £1 for this into £40. And the next one that I would say well worth keeping your eyes peeled out for is these Western style waistcoats, jackets, tops, whatever you want to call them, with the tassels going on there. Really cool. This one is actually made in England, leather collection made in England, but this came as part of a huge bundle when I picked up loads of stuff from a lady that I got, lots of clothing, handbags, boots, footwear, all that kind of stuff. This was in there with a couple of pairs of chaps which have already sold, but these were all £2 a piece. So I paid £2 for this, and it sold on Vinted for £34. And the person messaged me and said, I'm going to Glastonbury and I've bought this to wear on Glastonbury, so will it be with me by Tuesday? So I'm going to get it out to him for today, and yeah, it will get there hopefully for Tuesday. I mean, I can't see why I wouldn't, and they will be wearing that at Glastonbury. So if I watch it, I'll see if I can see a brown tasselled waistcoat in the thousands of people that will be there enjoying the music. But yeah, 34 quid, you can fetch some really good stuff for these old leather tasselled Western stuff. Keep your eyes peeled. And now then, the important one, the one that will no doubt appear in the thumbnail, the one that is the headline showstopper of the sales going out today, and that is these Graf roller skates. Now, I did tell you about these on the video if you watched it when I picked them up, and there was a little clip. I'll insert it here just in case you didn't see that video, but here is me picking these up. To the skates, please.
Skates fine.
Yeah. So as you will have heard, they wanted £5 for them. Graf GTX 175. And then in the little video, I can remember when I picked them up, just kind of said, you know, there are, you know, roller skating can be a very high level sport. So because of that, you can get some really high level equipment, and obviously skates being the main part of the equipment you need for skating. And these are in pretty good condition. You cannot buy these anymore, so you would have to, if you want a pair of these Graf GTX 175s, you have to go to the pre-owned market, and there wasn't a lot listed in this size, so I decided to go pretty high, listed them at £150, and they have sold in less than a week. I think these have been listed now for the full asking price of £150. So keep your eyes peeled. It might just be worth, if you're interested in, or if you think I've seen a lot of roller skates before, I've never really picked them up, just do an eBay search, look at solds, high to low, used, see what kind of brands, the Bowers, that kind of stuff, see what kind of sells. Ventro Pro, Bauer, Graf, if you see these out there, you're on to a winner, there's no doubt about it. So yeah, £5 into £150, absolutely fantastic. And there we are then. I'm going to end the video now. Few sales, few pickups, or one pickup. But yeah, showed you the bulky items, how I go about not sending them, but potentially will if they're needed. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please hit the like button. It really does help the video and the channel. Really appreciate you watching. Hit subscribe if you want to see more reselling content going forward, and I will see you on the next video. To the skates, please.
Skates fine.
Yeah.